Titles matter more in short fiction than writers realize. Writing short fiction well requires mastering the art of compression. After all, short stories are concentrated storytelling. And because of that, you have less room for exposition, thematic layering, repeated imagery, relationship building, and all the other things longer fiction can build through accumulation. With less room, each part of the story has to work harder. You can't afford passive elements. Everything present has to contribute more. Which brings us to the title. The title is not outside the audience's experience of the story. It is part of how the story is received. The audience encounters it before the first line and remembers it after the last one. And because the form itself is smaller, the title carries more proportional weight. Now, that doesn't mean titles don't matter in novels. They do. But in novels and other long-form work, the title is surrounded by so much material that its weight is distributed across a much larger structure. In short fiction, the title sits much closer to the whole experience. More importantly, it can add meaning without taking up space in the body of the story itself, which makes it especially powerful in short fiction. Basically, the title can do more work than entire paragraphs. Now, as for how you can add meaning to the story, there are a couple of ways. First, it could add meaning before the story is read. As for how, I know of 4 ways. 1. Establish a lens. A title can shape the frame through which the audience enters the story. Take The Lottery by Shirley Jackson. Before you even read the first line, the title already gives you a lens. Chance, reward, excitement, fortune. That framing matters because the story then twists what the word means. The title helps shape the audience's expectations and interpret a frame from the jump. 2. Supply context economically. A title can preload context the story would otherwise have to spend more time establishing. To show you what I mean, let's use A Rose for Emily by William Faulkner. Before the story even starts, the title already suggests relationship, tribute, memory, and emotional framing. It gives the audience a social and symbolic context almost instantly, which is useful in a form that has little room to waste. 3. Create expectation. Title can make the audience anticipate a certain kind of movement, revelation, or pressure. For this example, we'll use The Arrest of Arsène Lupin, the very first Arsène Lupin short story. The title immediately creates a question of how does this happen and what does it mean? It creates a narrative pressure and curiosity before the story even starts. 4. Plant irony. The title can create tension between what it seems to promise and what the story actually reveals. For this, let's go with Good Country People by Flannery O'Connor. The phrase sounds simple, wholesome, even morally reassuring. It feels like the kind of label people use when they want to assume decency, honesty, and basic goodness. But as the story unfolds, that phrase becomes increasingly unstable. The title starts off sounding trustworthy and ends up exposing how shallow, false, or naive that kind of moral labeling can be. I'd love to hear some examples you can think of for any of these with shorter works. This works well even with things that are episode titles or whatever, so don't feel limited. And as said, it isn't limited to before the story either. For instance, during the story, the title can 1. Guide interpretation. The title can affect how the audience understands what they are seeing while the story is happening. For this one, we'll turn to Sherlock Holmes with A Scandal in Bohemia. For those who don't know, this is the story that features Irene Adler. It frames how this entire thing is based around reputation and that it's about a public fallout and hidden stakes, not just crime solving. Basically, the title helps direct the reader towards the significance the events carry and why Holmes is set on the case of getting the certain pictures from Irene Adler. 2. Sharpen symbolism. A title can elevate an image, object, or motif so that it lands with greater force throughout the piece. For this example, I'll use bombshells from the Dresden Files. It This story focuses on Molly Carpenter and more designed as being a Charlie's Angels style team up with some of the other female characters. The word itself carries whole explosive implications, obviously, which touches well into this situation, while also having the whole slang for women in it as well. 3. Create contrast. A title can create productive fiction with the story itself. I'm going to stick with Dresden Files example here because, frankly, I'm lazy. Anyway, we all know a day off sounds casual, ordinary, restful. This is supposed to be his day off, and it is the exact opposite of restful and so forth with everything that goes on, which is part of the point. 4. Name the deeper subject beneath the surface. A title can point to what the story is really about, underneath the visible action. What we talk about when we talk about love by Raymond Carver is the example I'll give here. On the surface, the story is just people sitting around drinking and talking. But the title tells you the real subject is not the conversation itself. It is love. Or, more specifically, how unstable, slippery, and contested love becomes once people try to define it. The title names the deeper subject beneath the scene. Not gonna lie, on that technique, I wish I considered it when naming my first Grandmaster of Theft short story, The Treacherous Treasure. It's something I'm keeping in mind more now for future titles. Anyway, one technique I'm certain I'll use with this falls into when titles add meaning after the ending. For that, I can think of 2 cases. 1. Reframe the ending. A title can mean one thing at the beginning and something much sharper once the audience reaches the finish line. Going back to Holmes because, again, I'm lazy, we can point to the final problem. In this case, it works with the title given that this is meant to be the end of Holmes' story, with the showdown with Moriarty here. And 2. Complete the final effect. Sometimes the title is not just relevant. Sometimes it helps deliver the final payload. For this one, I'll use The Gift of the Magi. The ending doesn't just make the title clearer, it is part of the story's final judgment. It takes what could have been read as foolish, impractical gift swapping and elevates it to an act of loving wisdom. The title helps finalize the meaning. Whatever technique you do use, the important thing to recognize and consider is how it can shape your meaning. This is a powerful tool here that you can use to get more out of your short story. So, I recommend giving it a try. And if you want to know more about short stories, like how to make them, when you should, why you should, etc., I recommend taking a look at this course I created. I'm designing it to be the go-to stop for writers looking to turn their dreams into reality.